The higher I climb, the thicker the red fog seems to get. Sounds of battle below me fade away as I go further and further up. Suddenly a deep blue shape appears in my red-tinged vision. I stop.
Oh my. It seems we meet again, Labrys.
Yeah, Theodore, the cola's not over here, okay? You missed it. Go to another place in Japan. Go to Shibuya or something.
You're Theodore, right?
Go to Kabukicho. Buy a Stamina X while you're at it.
Still looking for your sister? I don't think she's around here, though.
No, I have stopped looking for her. Even had I found her, what I wish to know can no longer be learned from her. What I yearn for is something that I must discern for myself. You all have taught me that.
Huh. I guess you've changed a little too, Theodore?
Do I seem so? Watching you has broadened my spectrum a bit. No, a great deal.
Yeah. I figured something out during all this fighting, too.
Oh? May I ask what that is?
Oh, sure. It ain't anything mind-blowing, though. I just felt that the bonds you form with people get passed along and only keep spreading.
I see. That is intriguing.
Yukun and the others got hurt trying to save me. I want to save Shokun, even if it hurts me. We all keep butting heads over and over. But the banner of friendship ain't just for show. It's what lets you go against someone while still trusting in them.
My, how surprising. Your expression is completely different from the last time I met you.
You think so? I can't tell for myself.
There's no doubt. You've likely grown during these events. That must be it.
Grown.
I'm a machine. I have a cold metallic body, and it'll be an eternity before that changes. But if Theodore says that I've grown, then he must be talking about my heart. The warm memories that everyone has given me. It's not just some data that was inserted into my memory, it's ingrained into me. Somewhere much deeper within myself.
While I watched you, I was thinking to myself as well. What is the reason you fight? What supports you? And what do you wish to protect through these battles? I have a feeling that I'm coming close to reaching the answer. Even if I only have a faint idea for now.
Huh?
Doing something for someone else. All of you gathered here are connected by that common thread of emotion. You call them bonds. And those bonds guide you towards what you wish for.
Our wishes.
And my sister must have left that room with a wish, just like you. That is how I understand it.
He's right. Theodore's words illuminate my own inner feelings. What we yearn for, what we believe in. That's what we wish to show Shokun. That all our own wishes. Whoops, I missed that. Fuck. Inner wishes. It's because we wish for the person to be better, for the whole world to shine just a bit brighter. What if I don't want to shine? I just want to be a shadow. Now I'm wishing that Sho can learn how wonderful this world truly is.
Thanks, Theodore. You're awesome.
Huh? I'm awesome? Is that so? It does have a nice ring to it, though. Oh, I shouldn't be keeping you here. You're going to go fulfill your wish, no? Please, proceed.
Thanks, Theodore.
I wish you luck.
With those final words, Theodore disappears, melting into the fog. A powerful enemy waiting for me up ahead may swallow me whole, but I won't lose. I have the wishes of everyone supporting me. I'm sure those wishes will reach Shokun's heart as well. I thank Theodore for boosting my spirits as I pick up the pace and climb the stairs with a clear head. Ain't no way Theodore got lost on the stairs leading to the final boss. That's something else.
Ah! There it goes again!
Another quake rocks the tower and I have to crouch down to keep from staggering. It feels like these earthquakes are growing more and more frequent. Even as the shaking itself grows stronger and stronger, there's no doubt that an indescribably powerful force is getting closer and closer.
Labrys! Labrys! Can you hear me? Focus on! These tremors are crazy! Are you all okay? Tons of shadows are pouring out and... Ah! Don't worry! I'm with the others!
Seems Fuka's group has been trying to catch up with us after Yukon and the others recovered enough to move on. While they were about halfway up the tower, a ton of shadows suddenly began to attack them. Right now, they're preventing those shadows from coming up through the tower towards us.
Anyway, I got in contact with Kikuno-san earlier. There's something I need to tell you. We discovered the password to the file that I gave you before. It's King of the Fall.
Files on the memory card that Kikuno had given to me before we left the helicopter. I forgot all about them during the fierce battles that have been up until now. Those files may contain clues that lead us to bring this case to an end.
Thanks, Fuka-san. I'll give it a try.
She told me that Mitsuru-senpai figured it out. We're counting on you, Labrys.
After Mitsuru and the others rescued the rest of the Inaba Persona users at Junes, they strive to make it back to the tower in order to intercept the shadows flooding the town and converging on this place. With a sigh of relief over hearing that everyone is safe, I find the protected file and try to use the password Fuka gave me. Password accepted, opening file.
This...
Just an MP4 of Gangnam Style or something. Here, this SSD, take it. Show, it will change your mind, change your world even. Because this game is like, what, takes place in 2012, right? I instantly have access to the full contents of the data. The locked file seems to have details of Shuji Ikutsuki's personal experiments. The dates are marked as taking place in 1999, and the test subject's name is Sho Minazuki.
A strong reading is getting close. Labrys, be careful!
I continue reviewing the data while Fukas cautions me and prepares for another fight. The stairs eventually come to an end. The bizarre sight, quite different from anything I'd ever seen, leaps into view.
What is this place?
The strong wind blowing here keeps the fog from becoming too thick. This wide space is made of what appears to be red marble, and vibrant green patterns run through it like blood vessels. Pillars that appear to be stylized flames stand around us, casting eerie shadows onto the lustrous floor. Floating near the center is a crystalline object that appears to be slightly taller than I am. It emits a bluish-green light. On a closer inspection, I see gold particles clinging to the rotating object. Are those the persona fragments from our past fights? As I walk step by step across the hard red floor, I approach the young man standing by the crystal. At his heels, a man in a suit. Who could that be? Beginning facial scans, searching records. Adachi, no! Result found, Toru Adachi, a man who was arrested last year as the perpetrator of the case that Yukun and his friends solved. What could he possibly be doing here?
You again, you goddamn robot? Damn you for coming all this way. This son of a bitch betrayed me too. All of you are completely useless. And I can't even get an answer from him either.
I don't know what happened before I got here, but Sho seems furious. He places a foot on Adachi's body and leans heavily on it. Adachi groans faintly. It looks like he's alive but unconscious.
Hey, scrap for brains. What happened to him? Where the hell's Minazuki?
I don't know. He fought us and...
Huh? You guys did something to him? Bullshit, that's impossible! He's strong. As strong as me. And there's no way in hell that he'd lose to some goddamn pest like you!
Shokun, there's something I want you to hear. It's about your father.
Sho is currently very unstable, much like when I met him earlier. Averting his eyes from the truth and trying to forget everything about himself. How he is right now is how I used to be just a short while ago, before I met Yukun and Mitsuru. I was able to overcome it thanks to everyone, but Sho is cowering just like I was. And knowing that the truth Fuka-san entrusted me with may hurt him more makes my heart ache.
Shuji Ikutsuki, your father, embedded a plume of dusk into your body for his own research. But because the persona ability didn't awaken in you, you entered a vegetative state. And then Ikutsuki threw you away. Is that right?
Just when I was wondering what shit you were gonna spew after coming all this way. Did you come to rub salt in my wounds, you goddamn bastard? Yeah, that's right. That piece of shit tossed me aside. He was the only one. The only one in my world, and he did that to me. I already know that he was a goddamn bastard, so what? It doesn't matter. He was all that I had in the world.
Shokun.
This world's so fun, isn't it? Full of shitty bastards always pressing in on you. It's so awesome. I'd rather be alone forever than spend another second having to deal with another dipshit ever again. So you can all just disappear.
That ain't true. You don't really want to be alone at all.
Huh? You broken piece of junk. Have you finally lost it for good? I won't be totally alone. I'll be beside myself, laughing at how stupid you are. Huh?
This SSD. By the way, it's internal, so you have to, you know, install it on a computer once you get home. But it has the memories.
It's a micro memory card. Your father, Shuji Ikutsuki, recorded the experiments he did to you on it. Listen to this, from a report on Project Puppet Master.
Subject name, Sho Minazuki. Soon after beginning his training, his abilities have reached what one would call an astounding level.
How are we screening this right now? Does Labrys have like a built-in projector or something?
Muscle strength, agility. Physically, he surpasses normal specimens. Special mention must be made of his abnormally aggressive nature. For example, in combat training, Sho will attempt to utterly destroy his opponent until we force him to stop. The depth of his fury is unfathomable, but having no rational or mental breaks based on his rationality makes him an ideal weapon. Psychological analysis suggests that Sho is attempting to gain a connection to others by hurting them as a result of our teachings. If he continues to grow, he'll be extremely valuable to our research. Luckily, the boy seems to adore me as a father figure. That will be useful.
You see? The reason you're hurting everyone is because you want a connection with them. It's because of the experiments he did on you, and because you weren't taught any other way to connect with people. That's incredibly sad.
Is that all you have to say?
Shokun!
Yeah, he's right. So what? What do you want me to do? If I really want a connection with the world, and destroying it is the only way I know how, then what's wrong with me trying to destroy everything? The same goes for you, you piece of trash. You want a connection with me? You want to bond with me? Then I'll shred you to pieces!
Sho draws his two swords, almost spitting with rage. His eyes are clouded with madness and malevolence. His stare itself feels like blades piercing into me. Whenever Sho got this worked up before, the other person would step in, but it doesn't happen now. As Shokun draws closer, the plume of dust within me stirs a little. I whisper back to it, feeling the presence inside.
Yeah, it's okay. Thanks for leaving this to me.
Oh, she's talking about the Shadow Labrys in her.
Shokun, if you don't know any other way, then I'll go head-to-head with you your way. And then, I'll make sure you hear me out.
I don't think anyone's hearing out anybody. Especially not with this goddamn airwaves that's going on at this high up in the tower. Like, this wind particle sound effect? I can't even hear my own brain. Let's do it.
Bullshit! Why bother? Where are you?
Okay.
Still up! Why bother? How about this? One more!
Okay.
Why bother? Bastard!
Sorry about this.
No!
It's over. It was like the only character I haven't played in the story, and Marie.
No, it's not over yet. I have nothing. No one at all. If this shitty world won't give me anything, then I'm gonna see it destroyed, no matter what!
Sho is on his knees. He desperately tries to regain his feet by leaning on his swords, his face contorted in pain. The dangerous aura I felt from him before this battle isn't weakening. On the contrary, it's becoming stronger.
Shokun, do you really think you were alone?
Of course I was. What do you know? I was always...
No, Shokun. You were never alone.
That's right. You had the scientists that were experimenting on you.
There's more in that file.
Actually, never mind.
Do you remember why you went into that coma?
How should I know? I took the medicine Ikutsuki gave me, went into a machine, and...
It was an experiment Ikutsuki set up to erase Minazuki-kun.
Dad tried to erase him? Why?
After transplanting the Plume of Dusk, you didn't awaken to a persona. Ikutsuki's plan was already a bust at that point. But after a while, Ikutsuki learned there was another personality in you, inside the Plume of Dusk. That was the change in you. At first, it seems like Ikutsuki was interested in that other you, too. But the new you was different and wouldn't listen to what Ikutsuki said at all.
Okay.
That other you awakened to a persona, destroyed the test facility, and then tried to kill Ikutsuki.
Huh? Bullshit! That's not true! Why would he try to kill my dad?
You really can't figure it out? Minazuki was trying to protect you.
Huh?
Sho could only find a connection with other people by hurting them. As a result, that distanced him from everyone. Feeling that the world has rejected him, Shokun chose to destroy the world instead. But Minazuki had supported Sho through all of this. The other self said that he would fight for that boy. Minazuki felt the same way Sho does. The only way to do anything is through hurting others, but he's doing it to protect Shokun.
He was still unstable then and got captured. After that, Ikutsuki tried to erase Minazuki-kun while leaving the persona.
Right, it's kind of similar to Shadow Labrys within her, because it's kind of the same.
Do you get it now, Shokun? It was Minazuki-kun and his...
Power of a bond that supported you. Power of solitude that supported you. Alright, let's go with the good ending this time.
power of a bond that supported you.
That's bullshit. That's not...
Even though it doesn't really matter what we choose. Sho clasps his head on his hands and falls to his knees. My head hurts. This is Shokun's pain. Sho's world consisted of being denied by everyone and only being accepted by the other person within him, Minazuki-kun. I mercilessly shattered that, and I'm trying to draw him into my own world, our real world, the world that has nothing but a place of fear for him. I know how difficult it is for him to accept it. But you must...
What's this sob story going on over here?
Oh no, it's him. It's the god, I forgot his name already. General Teddy suddenly appears behind Shokun. Something's not right, I never sensed his presence here before. General Teddy should be a fake version of Teddy created from a shadow. I turned my senses towards him again, but that wrong feeling I sensed when I met him in the classroom has gotten even stronger. I can't put it into words, but it's a very ominous presence.
Aha! Has the stupid brat been beaten? You're disqualified from the P1 Climax! Now hurry up and get out of here!
Kagutsuchi.
Kagutsuchi? General Teddy, so you really weren't...
Oh, poor little shut-in Sho-chan. Was Labby-chan mean to you? Are you gonna have to go back to the hospital again? You don't have to worry. Guess what? I'll set you free.
General Teddy, step away from Shokun.
You're the champion of the P1 Climax, Labby-chan. Congratulations! Your prize is death.
General Teddy viciously grabs Shokun by the head from behind, effortlessly lifting him up with one arm. Suspended in midair, Shokun's face cringes in pain. What unimaginable strength.
Ah!
Shokun! Who in the world are you? What are you gonna do with Shokun?
What am I going to do? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to kill him. I'll grant this brat what he wants. A world of solitude. But I'll be the only one there. It will be a world all for myself, where only I exist.
General Teddy's tone changes and an ominous and hatred-filled voice reaches my ears, echoing as if reaching me from the very depths of hell. I know this voice. When I was forced into sleep in the laboratory in Yakushima, I had a dream, and in that dream a voice echoed in my head. The voice tempted me to forget everything, to shut myself away in a distorted world that reflected only my desire. It's the same voice.
Don't tell me. Are you...
That's right. This red fog and the brat's power were on loan from me. At least you worked quite well for me.
Wait. So the thing Minazuki-kun was talking about waking at this tower is...
You finally figured it out. Fortunately, the horde of shadows to create a vessel and the persona fragments to control it have been gathered. All that's left is to fuse that brat with the shadows as a base, and then devour the persona fragments to inhabit my new corporeal form. I pay no heed to others. I am the collective will of those who abandon all connections and strive to live only for themselves. I will incinerate everything. I will rob, murder, trample and cast you humans down into the depths of despair. My name is Hino Kagutsuchi, one who kills all who live in this world.
Yep, we know. Red fog gushes like blood from the body of General Teddy. No, Hino Kagutsuchi, and it gets sucked in through Sho's eyes, ears, mouth, and wounds.
Shokun!
Thank God they didn't animate that. As I try to rush towards them, the empty husk that General Teddy's body has become crumbles into a black lump of a shadow. At the same time, Sho, or whatever he is now, turns its evil red gaze towards me. His power is immeasurably stronger than Sho or Minazuki's. My entire metal body shrieks as I'm twisted in directions that I was never meant to go.
Don't worry. I won't let you die so quickly. You will live to witness my advent, and will be the first sacrifice to my power.
I'll never let you do that. Give Shokun back.
Your nerve astounds me, but I wouldn't be so sure. Your allies are about to be overwhelmed by the flood of shadows. You all fought so long within this red fog, just as I planned. You are exhausted to your very souls. You have no hope of defeating me now. You were quite useful, Puppet. I had directed you with them with the aim of harvesting their personas at first, though.
The other tournament, and this one too. So you were the real one behind these battles.
Yes.
I needed a vessel.
Had I taken their shadows for my own, their own wills would have made them less obedient than I required. I learned that in the previous battles. Thus did I prepare this fog and my new scheme to carve away at your personas. Personas are the suppressed strength of heart. Nothing is better suited to suppress the will of shadows than that.
So that's why you made us fight.
Also, this is a fighting game, so of course I had to have 2 tournaments at least. Wait, what? I glanced towards the crystal floating up above, so that's the collection of persona fragments that have been carved away from us. And now enough of them has been gathered, the power will be what brings destruction upon this world. Final piece required to create the vessel of a god. Okay, more sarcastic laughing. Damn, that's a lot of sarcastic laughing. Alright, Labrys, come on, just beat him already. I think we've seen this one already.
Is the time for despair. This new form that you have given me. Behold it!
And we'll watch it again anyways. Right, so he absorbs Sho and the persona fragments, which makes this god persona basically controllable. A low-pitched laugh echoes across the area and blast of heat rages from the enormous body that appears. A god that is manifested using shadows as its vessel. Since I was created to be an anti-shadow weapon, I look on what could be considered my arch nemesis.
This can't be.
Trust me, it's a joke of a fight. I beat it with you without even taking any damage. A being that could incinerate the world, its powers are so tremendous that it could perform such an outrageous deed. Its roar shakes the air, and there's a heat like scorched flame. My senses show that it has fully manifested. My legs won't move. At this rate, I'll be destroyed by it too. But as I recoil in trepidation, mysterious voices unlike those of normal persona communications echo through me.
Labrys, don't give up!
My friends.
We're all cheering you on!
Labrys, leave this place to us. Once this is all over, we'll have a party and celebration.
I'm positive you can do this, Labrys. We'll take care of all these shadows.
Don't worry, Labrys. You're not alone.
I close my eyes and imagine the faces of everyone I've met since my awakening. Everyone who has accepted me, everyone who had given me a place to belong. Because everyone is fighting below me right now, I'm able to stand here.
This is all on you, Labrys.
You promise that you'll come back no matter what.
We won't lose! Labrys, please win this for us!
We're counting on you, Labrys-san. Please protect our world.
Yeah, especially that one. All the friends that I met in Inaba and my companions who trusted me to finish the job before me. Their voices give me strength.
We'll make sure to hold them back here! You can win this, Labrys!
Labrys, we're entrusting this to you. Our thoughts are with you.
Let us handle things here. You have your own role to carry out.
Don't you dare tell us that you're giving up on this now. We'll do our best to give you time.
Labby-chan! Your knight is on your side!
Get a grip, Labrys. We're fighting with you too.
Please win this, Labrys! Sister, we're all waiting for your return. Let's fight this together.
It's okay. They might not be right next to me, but I can still sense them. I won't lose. Everyone is on my side.
I'm not alone!
I mean, this battle is just too hilarious. I can't take it seriously because like, he appears so big in the cutscene, but like... What? Okay. Like, look, I can't... He's so small. Oh, I took damage for once. Let's try this. Actually a moveset? Okay. Okay. Oh, can I instant kill it? Let me see. Oh, okay, you can't instant kill it because I had 120 SP. That's a shame.
Impossible. The will of a puppet like you. A single will was able to surpass mine.
Yeah, okay, actually that's the reason why I took damage this entire time, because I needed to go to my awakened state so I could use my special abilities, that's why. I planned that, of course.
You can't hear the voices of everybody who's supporting me. You'll never win against us, Hino Kagutsuchi!
Silence, pest. I will not lose. I am stronger than anything.
I could just imagine, like, this god is talking shit, it's like standing above you, it's literally like taking up the entire sky and has clouds around you, and you're like, no you, and then it responds, silence, pest. Like you can hear anything that I'm saying, you know? I bet the fucking wind pressure is drowning out all my words right now. Silence, Brand. Are we good? Oh no, the screen is shaking.
Impossible. How could I fall to this trickery of fans?
Alright, pack it up. We got school tomorrow. The crumbling corpse disintegrates before me. Can't take another step. All I can do is gaze up at Hino Kagutsuchi's body as it falls apart into thin air before me.
That was marvelous indeed. These events were truly an ordeal.
Hey, can we call up Theodore? Yo, Theodore, we found your sister. Come pick her up. The area had filled with silence once the battle ended, but a familiar voice ends it. I turn to see a young woman in a blue dress standing nearby.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
Though what you just defeated now was different in form, it appeared to be another embodiment of man's consciousness that wishes for death. And suffice to say, I had my own reason to witness its end.
A reason?
To abolish others also means to abolish oneself. That great power was also an embodiment of a distorted will, given birth by dissatisfaction. If left alone, it would eventually have become a great stagnation, leading to the destruction of the world. even the world within people's hearts.
The world within people's hearts. You mean that place I met you the other time?
Indeed. And if that were to happen, it would be a hindrance to my own wish as well.
You have a wish.
She smiles quietly, closing her eyes. Her expression is gentle, as if thinking of someone precious to her. I was told that Elizabeth had gone on a journey in search of power. What she tells me is always vague, and I don't understand everything. She says, but she harbors a wish for someone else. What kind of person would she think of as precious? Is she also searching for what she can do to help that person? Seeing her softened expression makes me think back on my own wish. Yes, once this is all over, I should go see that girl.
Maybe I'm out of my league here, but I hope your wish comes true soon.
It honors me to hear those words. I wish to express my gratitude to you as well.
You mean thank me? Why?
In this turbulence, you showed me an unknown miraculous power that cannot be attained alone. I firmly believe that that power will be a solid guide to the distant journey that I must take. And thus, I thank you from the depths of my heart.
She bows deeply to me. No, I didn't do anything. I should be the one thanking her.
Oh no, I really didn't.
This place will disappear momentarily. Well, until we meet again someday, Labrys. Actually, there is something I'd like to ask you before I go, just in case. Shall I transport your friends to somewhere safe?
No, it's okay. We don't need them for a sequel anymore. That's right, this tower has already begun to crumble. My friends and I can never get out before the place becomes truly dangerous. I hurriedly respond to Elizabeth as politely as possible.
That would be wonderful. Please do.
Very well. Then I shall...
Elizabeth?
Now that I think of it, where would a safe place be?
This place is gonna crumble soon, so anywhere else is fine. Could you hurry, please?
Oh, yes! That reminds me. There is one place where there would be no trouble if I were to send such a bizarre group of people there. I will now transport your companions. Well then.
My vision grows hazy as she speaks. That's when I remember something. And what about Sho and Adachi? If they're not transported too, they'd be killed when the tower collapses.
Hold on, Elizabeth!
Rest in peace, Adachi. Whenever or not she understood my thoughts, Elizabeth smiles at me before everything is blanketed by a bright light. Well, Sho is canonically swallowed by that god. That's also the last time we saw him. Oh. Mission complete. How many more chapters we got? We got 3. Alright, let's do it. I can't click it. The cursor. Oh, here we are. The light fades and the scenery around me is completely different. This location is familiar. It's the TV world in the open space where everyone's gathered.
Huh? Is this inside the TV? That's right. Where's everyone else? Where's Shokun?
I look over and see Shokun collapse on the ground a little further away. Thank goodness. I was quite mean of Elizabeth. She had only mentioned my companion, so I was worried about what would happen to Sho. I see. She said that she would transport my companions. That means that she considers Shokun to be one of my companions as well. I don't see Adachi anywhere, but... You rest in peace, Adachi. But this is Elizabeth we're talking about. I'm sure she transported him to some place else, too. Anyways, I'm worried about Sho isn't moving from the ground, and I quickly rush to his side.
Shokun!
When I call to him, he slowly stands up, facing away from me. He looks around himself without a word, then looks down at the ground and quietly mumbles.
Shut up, Scrap. Enough yapping.
I couldn't help it. Not when I knew you were safe.
Hey, did you kill that thing?
Huh?
Did you destroy Hinokagutsuchi? Can't you understand words?
Oh, yeah.
You're strong.
Huh?
God damn it, do I have to say everything to you twice, you piece of junk? Never mind, you stupid toaster.
Toaster? Now that's reserved for Aigis. He's still yelling at me, but Shokun does seem a little different from how he'd been before the fight. His voice and expression too, maybe it's just my imagination. Doesn't seem like he's going to get violent either, for now that is.
Shokun, where are you going?
It's none of your business. If you don't shut the hell up, I'm gonna cut you.
But everyone's waiting for you. I'm sure Mitsuru-san and her people are too.
Shut the hell up. I'm not gonna start listening to what anyone wants now. Go back to where you belong.
Shokun!
Hey, Scrap.
Shokun makes as if to leave the place, then stops to talk to me. It seems he's remembered something. I'm actually a little surprised that he's talking to me.
Oh, yes?
He's just playing hard to get. Yesh?
Yesh. Seriously? Now you can't even speak properly. Oh, man. It's too much.
Sho is speaking to me here. I'm personally attacked.
You don't have to laugh that much.
Oh, damn it. You really are broken, aren't you? Hey, do you think even now he might be...
Huh?
Never mind. See you later, robot. You'd better have your damn oil changed or something.
Huh? Oh!
Before I can think of something else to say, Sho is already getting far away. What should I do? This is inside the TV world after all. But his posture is much more confident compared to when I first saw him. He has his own future waiting for him now. I'm sure there will be mountains of painful difficulties waiting. There's even the possibility that we might end up facing him again as an enemy. But even then, that's okay. Even though it was only for a short time, I sense a bond between myself and him. I don't give up and I keep wishing for his success. A day may come where we reach an understanding. But I don't get an oil change during a maintenance routine. Suddenly, several shining figures appear within the room here in the TV world. When the light around them dims, I recognize familiar faces. My companions who have finished fighting their own fierce battles gather one after another.
Huh? What's going on? I thought the fog suddenly lifted, but where am I?
Labrys, you're okay! Oh, I'm so relieved that I can't stand up.
Labrys-san, thank you. I believed in you. I knew that you could do it.
I wish you could have seen us, Labby-chan. Shadow Operative Junpei Iori totally nailed it.
Whoa! What a soft yet stinky landing spot. Oh my, this is inside the TV! Wowee! Yuka-chan, Ken-Ken, Koromaru's here too! Is everyone okay?
Are we? This is a normal TV entrance. Oh, it would seem everything has been settled.
Sister, I'm so glad you're okay. Still, I knew you would be able to overcome this. I'm going to have to try harder to keep up with you.
You definitely showed us your resolve back there, Labrys.
You did splendidly. We would have been in danger had you not been with us. You haven't been with the Shadow Operatives for very long, but you've already become our ace in the hole. I'll continue counting on you, Labrys.
Labrys, I sensed everything! It was really amazing! Labrys! I was so impressed that you beat such an immense enemy all by yourself.
No, it was thanks to all of you. I only beat him down because you were with me. Thanks, guys.
Another group of shining figures appears. This time it's Yukun's group appearing along with Fuka-san. Seems they were fighting the shadows closing in on the tower when they too were suddenly overwhelmed by light and taken to the space.
Now that was suspenseful. You did an amazing job. We're definitely throwing a celebration party.
That sounds wonderful. We have quite the group here together after all. Labrys, thank you for all your hard work. Are you okay, Labrys? Are you hurt anywhere? I mean, you were really amazing!
Thanks, Labrys. The town should return to normal now. It's all thanks to you.
Yukun.
Had I not come here, everyone in Inaba would have continued leading peaceful lives. Internally, I was afraid to learn what he truly thought of me. That was when Ken told me that I should go to him myself and find out how he feels. Ken? He was right, just seeing the kindness in Yukun's eyes right now makes me feel like there's no need to hear what he thinks about me in words. The relief of this painful battle coming to an end mixes with the joy of discovering new and true friends. My happiness proves out to be contagious, but before long we're all talking animatedly with one another. After some time, Mitsuda approaches me. Her expression seems rather meek, and when she speaks to me, she seems apologetic.
Labrys, I'm sorry, but I need to hear your report. Where is Minazuki? Were you able to speak with him?
Oh, yes, but only for a little while. But before you all came here, he... Oh.
When I begin my report, Akihiko nudges me on the shoulder with his elbow. As I stand in bewilderment, Mitsuda clears her throat.
Well, you know, Labrys, the Shadow Operatives are a formal organization. I am obligated to report about this case to the higher-ups.
Right. That's why I was saying, before you all came here, Shokun...
Hey, Akihiko nudges me in the shoulder even harder this time. What's going on? Did I say something weird?
You're even more naive than I am. You really are like a child when it comes to these things.
There are just some things you don't want to be honest about at times like this. That's why you just gotta dodge the question and... Ow!
Junpei, don't start teaching Labrys stuff like that. We don't want her becoming more like you.
Ow! What was that for? You're scarier than the shadows.
I didn't ask properly. Shadow Operative Labrys, do you know where Minazuki went?
I'm sorry, I don't know where he went.
Oh.
Phew.
The moment I answer them, they all sound relieved. For some reason, even Akihiko and Mitsuru are smiling in a satisfied manner. Could it be they actually want me to say that I don't know where he went?
I see. Normally, we'd have to send someone to track him down, but if you don't know, then there's nothing to be done about it.
Oh my gosh, this is like the lost wallet dilemma that I ran into once, where it's like, oh no, I found this wallet, and it's like, oh, you mean you found a wallet? And then I dropped the wallet, and then I asked this other person to pick it up, and I'm like, pick up the wallet, and then they pick it up, and I'm like, oh wow, you found a lost wallet. And it's like, now the responsibility is on them because they picked it up and I made the statement that they picked it up. So it's like, it wasn't me, it was you. Now you have to take responsibility for it, not me. Haha. Oh god. Fucking liability, I guess.
I will report this case to our authorities, and the Shadow Operatives will take responsibility for it. All of us.
Mitsuru-san!
I get it now. If Shogun was the one who was responsible behind such a serious case as this were, to be captured he would be dealt with severely. And even if Shogun were to meet with Mitsuru and the others right now, he'd surely get angry like he was a moment ago. It wouldn't be much of a conversation. But if we Shadow Operatives pursue him ourselves, we'll have tons of opportunities to get Shogun to open up to us. Mitsuru, everyone, thank you.
Hey, what are you guys doing? We're gonna leave you behind if you don't hurry up.
Which is why, honestly, we should have gotten an episode show. Or maybe that will be a thing after this that will unlock, because continuing show and building upon his character after we've seen the P4 and P3 side will make him more rich of a character. So maybe Adachi will give us more characterization about that. Honestly though, I just want to see more Adachi, like really. I'm just glad he's here. But since we are connected by bonds, we'll be able to see each other anytime we want. We'll just be physically distant for a short while.
Are we really getting out from here? I'm feeling really anxious about this.
Oh? Are you scared, Junpei? That's pretty lame for a big boy like you.
Don't mind me for going on ahead.
Please excuse us.
Everyone from Inaba jumps through the exit TV one after another as if they were completely used to it. Mitsuru, Aigus, Akihiko, and Fuko have also experienced this once as well.
Alright, Koromaru, we should go too.
Well, I guess I better go for it. Here goes.
Come on, Junpei. Hurry up. Come on, get going.
Hey, right already. This is my first time. Put me down. No!
Teddy grabs Junpei and bare handles him through the TV screen. Junpei shouts quickly. His shout quickly grows distant. Teddy then beckons to me before passing into the TV as well. I place my hand over the TV screen in the now empty plaza. Below this place is the school that I built. Now that I have a place to belong, I doubt I'll ever come here again. Goodbye. It's time I went back with the others. That's a pretty cool ending. I'm glad that it was somewhat different from the P4 version. May 6th, early morning. After leaving Junes, we hear that Kikuno had landed the helicopter in the schoolyard at Yasogami High. We headed there back to school. It seems that after Kikuno risked her life to drop us off at Junes, she was forced to land near the outskirts of town. Then she studied the data of Shuji Ikutsuki's files and repaired the damaged helicopter, then took off again, and she was even able to help the others. Talk about a tough person. This means that we Persona users weren't the only ones fighting. The other reasons when we returned to Yasogami High was because we needed to check on the crime scene as members of the Shadow Operatives. We go up to the rooftop and look down on the school now as if it has regained its original form.
School. The the memories places like this bring back. It's already been 3 years.
I know, right? Time goes by fast when you're living a fulfilling life.
So you have a fulfilling life too, Junpei-san? Can you teach me how to play baseball?
Oh, now you're talking. Our team trains really damn hard. I won't go easy on you. Got it?
That's what I was hoping for. I like sports after all.
Yeah, Ken Flippin plays soccer. Soccer's hard, by the way. Like, I played basketball a bit in high school because I was like, okay, this is like one of the easier ones I can play. All I gotta do is dribble the ball, and then when I get the ball, all I gotta do is pass it, and it's not my problem anymore, right? But soccer, no, soccer's fucking hard. You need way more dexterity and coordination with your legs than like when basketball, where it's primarily with your arms. I don't know, I feel like my arms are easier to manage than my legs, in my experience.
By the way, Yukari, are you planning on going back looking like that?
Would everyone please stop talking about my clothes? I mean, you of all people shouldn't be talking, Akihiko-senpai.
That costume's really cool, though. Wow, feather pink. I'm standing next to a real hero.
Oh yeah, Ken had the figures of the Feathermen.
There we go. Just be true to yourself, kid. Looking up to superheroes is what's truly childlike.
Still, you're amazing, Yukari-san. You're actually wearing the costume and acting at the same time. Normally, even female ranger characters get played by male actors during the scenes while they're in their costumes.
Really? I would have never guessed. Actually, no, that makes sense because males are just objectively more physically stronger, so it makes sense.
Huh? Is that for real? No, all those times Where did you hear that?
Junpei's never heard of a stunt double.
Ken-kun's a big fan of those kinds of shows. But I guess he isn't all that childish anymore. I suppose it's because it's been 3 years. It might be in poor taste to say this right after what happened here, but I'm still glad we were able to get together again like this.
Yeah, like we were guided here by fate or something. The great hero Junpei and his pals saved the world again.
Right. You probably wouldn't have even made it here if fate hadn't guided you.
Seriously, the way he ended up here is just ridiculous. Maybe we were guided here by fate. We made some new friends too, after all.
Everyone looks at me. I have so many people willing to call me friend. It's a little embarrassing, but I can't help but smile.
Most of all, I'm happy that I met my sister. I was able to meet Yusan and the others as well. Thank you, sister.
Nah, I'm thankful for everybody else. Without you, I'd have never woken up and stayed in that box forever. I'd just be a machine that hurts people. But you all accepted me for who I am and gave me a place to belong.
That's right, I have to repay everyone for all they did for me. To Mitsu and her companions for giving me this place, to everyone who made me realize that I'm never alone.
It's me.
Milady, the preparations have been made. But are you sure about this?
Yes, I'll be right there.
Huh? Where you going, Mitsuru-san?
Hey! Mitsuru-senpai, don't tell me you're going back before us.
Well, I'm sorry, but there are many things that need to be taken care of.
I knew it! I'll have you know that we all put aside our jobs and other affairs to come here. You're gonna spend some time with us, like it or not.
I do feel bad about causing you all trouble, but Aigis, can't you persuade Yukari?
No, I refuse that order. This is a situation with consequences that affect our team's morale.
Give it up, Mitsuru. Don't worry about figuring everything out right now. I'll make sure things with those public safety jerks get settled.
What? There's some guys hassling you. Let me come with you. I'll tell him everything about how Mitsuru-san did her best to help.
Please, don't. Things will only get more complicated if you two get involved. Very well. I suppose I can forget about my duties for one day and enjoy some time off.
That's what I'm talking about.
You look so happy, Yukari-chan. It's been a while since I've seen you smile so much.
Huh? You think so? Do I really not smile normally?
Well, you always seem so angry, Yuka-tan.
That's because you're always making me angry!
Hey, time out, Yuka-tan! You could really hurt me with that thing!
Our laughter echoes from the rooftop where the bright morning sunrise shines down upon us. As the lively conversation continues, I quietly place my hand on my chest. What's here right now connects me to this place, it connects me to everyone. May this warmth I feel spread to everyone else, and to him as well. Oh. Oh no, we still got one more. Why did it kick me out of this if it just played the epilogue? Alright. Let's end it then. Why not? They're gonna go to that beef bowl celebration? Oh, never mind. This is just the epilogue of all the characters. A few days after the case ends, I kind of feel like an empty husk. I mean, it has been a while since I've been through anything like that. It wasn't just because I felt nostalgic, but well, I remembered a lot of different things, like how I didn't understand a lot of stuff back then.
Your pitching sucks. Stop throwing like that.
My pitching doesn't suck. Your catching sucks. Don't think you're all cool just because you got a good hit the other day.
What did you say?
As I'm watching the kids practice, I'm not particularly paying much attention. Just when I think things are getting peaceful, a squabble starts up. Well, it's a coach's job to settle things like this.
Hey, break it up. What's going on here?
Stay out of this, Junpei.
Coach Junpei, right? So, what's up?
He blames me because he can't catch.
It's because you got no control. Everybody knows it.
The other kids all stop practicing and gather around the argument. These kids have way too much energy to get into fights frequently, so I need to mediate this conflict in a mature, dignified way in order to be a good example. Children pick up on that kind of stuff, you know?
Hey, listen up. The most important thing in baseball is teamwork. No matter how good you might be alone, you'll never win a game by yourself. You can't play baseball if you're the only one on the field, right?
Of course not.
Right, well, that's just common sense. But if you keep putting the blame on other people, you're gonna end up all alone eventually. If you think the pitcher has no control, then you gotta try to work hard to catch anything, no matter what he throws your way. And if you think the catcher blows meaty chunks, try throwing balls that even the worst catcher can grab. If you both practice together like that, then everyone gets better and the entire team gets stronger. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that was awesome. Go me. High five, brain. I wonder if these guys will ever look back on these days and think that they never understood what was going on. I bet they will, just like me. I gave them a good talking to, and since this was a great place to end for today, I call today's practice over. As everyone says goodbye and goes their separate ways, one of the kids doesn't leave. Is that Goto? He looks a lot more humble than usual. Noticing slight changes in your players is one of the things that makes a great coach.
Hey! Aren't you going home?
Junpei, do you have a girlfriend?
I don't know any girls. Period. What? What's he asking me for all of a sudden? Sheesh, kids these days.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Hey, what's with the attitude? That's really rude, you know.
There's a girl I like, but she's gonna move away. I didn't know and we got in a fight.
Well, time to move on.
Fight?
I thought we'd make up like we always do. Even when we get in fights, things always go back to normal in a few days. But when I heard she was transferring to another school, I got worried about what would happen if I couldn't make up with her.
Well, the answer here is obvious. You have to nut up and apologize to her. It doesn't matter if it's your fault or not. That'll fix everything.
Can we not bring nuts up in this metaphor?
That's so lame. I can't do that.
Lame, not lame. Is that your problem here? This isn't the time to care about looking cool. Not when it involves something you care about.
That's right.
If you and her end up going separate ways without telling her how you really feel, you're gonna regret it for a long, long time.
But what if we get in another fight?
Goto drops his eyes again. Well, that's the kid's bad habit. He acts all tough, but when things matter most, his timid side comes out. Aren't you the team's cleanup hitter? You gotta strengthen your resolve. I guess I better do the coach thing and encourage him. But the way Goto's hanging his head makes me a little uncomfortable deep down. Why? Because my own words are coming back to haunt me. Regretting not telling someone you're feeling before you have to depart, huh? Yeah. That grand slam I whacked in my dream, I can still feel it in my hands. And I got up on the platform for the MVP interview, but that time it ended before I could say it. This time, when I still haven't answered the question, Goto peers into my face. Oh well, I guess I need to strengthen my own resolve. I look at the empty outfield and picture myself in that dream.
You get a hit, you'll be a hero. Are you gonna try for a grand slam?
He seems dazed for a second at my sudden enthusiasm, but his clouded face quickly breaks out into a bright smile and he's his old tough self again.
Grand slam. All right, I'll go do it.
He's going for the grand slam with his girlfriend, huh? I don't know if I should call him optimistic or he doesn't really know what he's talking about, but at least it looks like I got through to him. Wait, let's be let's get this straight here. Goto, that's not his girlfriend, it's a girl he likes. In which case it's time the ace slugger swings for the fences too.
All right.
After high-fiving Goto, I grab my stuff and run for the station. This time I won't oversleep. Aww. He still thinks of her, Chidori. Oh, we're getting Labrys already. The view from the pier matches an old memory of mine. The color of the sky, the ocean, the sound of the waves. This is the first time in years I've come back to this place.
Whoa, this brings back memories. How long has it been since we were here? We were second years in high school, wasn't it?
Oh, never mind, it's Yukari. Oh, this is Yakushima, right?
It would be 3 years ago. It was the summer of 2009.
Only 3 years, huh? It feels more like 10.
A lot has happened since then.
I see. Now that I think about it, you haven't returned to Yakushima since then either.
We leave the beach and follow a woodland path. The virgin forest is filled with lush greenery and the air is cool and clean. We're headed to the remains of the ergonomics research lab.
You want to go to Yakushima?
Yes, if possible, that is.
I don't believe there's anything left there aside from warehouses, though.
Yes, I understand that.
I guess I have no intention of preventing you from going there. But may I ask why?
I have wanted to go back for a while now. That was when my sister's case began, so I thought that now would be a good opportunity. I wanted to see for myself what led to my birth.
I think it's a good idea.
Yukari-san.
Isn't it normal to want to know about things like that? We're talking about your roots here.
I see.
Actually, I was just thinking about taking a vacation too. That battle from the other day was a lot more grueling than I imagined it would be.
As Yukari says, it truly was a fierce battle. Because I was severely damaged, my maintenance had to go on for a good deal longer than usual, and I spent a long time in my repair bay. That's why I've been longing to feel the light of the sun. I'm unsure if Yukari knows that I feel this way, but she smiles.
Hey, I guess, why don't we go together? And it'd be nice if we could stay at your summer house, like we went to before, Mitsuru-senpai.
Though Mitsuru smiles knowingly, she readily agrees to our request.
The last time we lived together was back when we were roommates during our 3rd year of high school.
You're right.
That brings back memories. I told you to stop being so overly polite because it made you stick out in class. And yet, you never did.
Yeah, well, Aigis took like, what, 2-3 months to adjust to school life? It's like, it looks like Aigis is still trying to be a human. Maybe you should talk to her later. It's like, what? Because she sat beside the MC. After passing through the forest, we reach a desolate area with debris scattered around. Could this have been the outer wall that surrounded the research site? The entire thing has collapsed and it's been overtaken by wild plant growth.
So this is the place.
Correlate what I see with the data about the site and confirm that this is the place where the combat testing ground has been. We pass through where the gates were and proceed further inside. We walk through the facility for a while when an old white dog runs up to us and barks. I feel as if the dog isn't barking at us to warn or frighten us, but is more welcoming, maybe even greeting us.
A dog?
No way Snowy's still alive. It's been, what, like 13 years? Because, what, Labrys was born in 99, right? So yeah, it's been almost more than a decade. I tried to match the dog to the data I began regarding Yakushima, cross-referencing appearances, attempting to match the vocal recording.
Snowy?
Huh? Do you know this dog?
No, not as such.
I quickly find a record of this dog. There's no doubt that this dog is Snowy, the same animal that my sister made friends with. He's still okay after all these years.
He appears to be the dog my sister became attached to in the past. It seems he can tell that I'm like her.
Huh?
Snowy wags his tail and comes over to happily nuzzle me. He appears to be welcoming me, though we never actually met before. I can't communicate clearly with them the way I can with Kodomaru-san. Still, his actions are easy enough to understand. I crouch down and gently pet him.
It would appear that this place, and what happened here, are part of my own roots after all.
What do you mean?
In the past, I thought that my ability to communicate with animals was just something that I could do. It didn't seem like the people at the lab had deciphered dog language, and even then, I doubted that such an ability was necessary for a weapon. I had thought it mysterious that I was capable of doing so, but it seems that my sister can do the same thing.
Huh. So are you saying that you inherited that function from Labrys?
It's not really a function, per se.
I stop petting Snowy and stand up before taking a sweeping look around the area. Piles of debris, both large and small, are scattered around. The early summer sun shines down upon us.
It's probably something that was slowly nurtured among the 5th generation units that were housed here. Behavioral traits, like having interest in things besides missions, get passed on. And then, interest in animals. And then, the ability to communicate.
I see.
After a long line of inherited system feedback, my sister gained that ability, and I, in turn, gained it from her. The reason I have a special rapport with dogs, out of all animals, is most likely because of that process.
Wow, that's pretty deep. If it goes that far, then you're right. It's not just some function that you were intended to have. It's more like a wish.
Yes.
I crouch down once more and pet Snowy again. After that, I begin clearing away the mosey rubble that has been left unattended for so long. Snowy happily runs around the area that has been cleared of rubble.
Still, for the ones before Labrys who had hearts or wishes, it might be a bit sad that this place is left like this.
Just as Yukari-san says, the carelessly scattered rubble under this clear, beautiful sky only emphasizes the loneliness of this place. Snowy barks once and runs through a small hole in the passage blocked by debris, then barks again as if monitoring to us to follow him. We see a shimmering yellow-green light shining through the hole he had passed through.
What's that?
We move aside more debris to make a hole large enough for a person to pass through. What we find on the other side is a pipe bomb. Surprise. Oh, botanical forest.
Wow, it's super pretty here. What is this place?
It's a tall cylindrical structure that looks like a greenhouse reaching high above us. It seems that this area was once indoors, but the ceilings have long since collapsed. This structure stands directly under the blue sky. The clear cylinder has literally acted as a greenhouse, allowing the area inside to grow lush green grass, trees, and vibrant flowers. Even birds and butterflies flit about inside. This place is something like a paradise outside of a children's book. But there are remains of the anti-shock chambers where Labrys and the other units of her model had underground battle tests.
There are many plants here that only grow far to the south of this latitude. This building's windows seem to have coincidentally formed a greenhouse.
Right, this is where the combat tests happen. I take a closer look around and notice a large sword stuck into the ground in the center of the room. The unit that used this weapon is thought to have been destroyed, but the sword remains here unchanged.
The number 024 is stamped into this.
Oh my god.
It may have belonged to a unit that fought here.
Oh my god, it's 24. Rest in peace.
Oh, I see. It's kind of hard to believe that this place was once such a nightmare.
One such a nightmare as far as back as the memories go. It's not wrong to say that this place was just as Yukari-san describes it. The way this room is now, it may have a fitting tribute to my sister who fell here within this very chamber. The large blade here is more than half covered with a soft green moss, and small birds are using it as a perch.
Hey, I guess let's ask Mitsuru-senpai to keep this place like it is.
Yukari-san.
And why don't we bring everyone else here from time to time? Let's bring Labrys next time, too.
I nod. My power is your power, and that's why I'll never forget you all. As the last of the anti-shadow suppression weapons, I will fulfill my duty to protect my companions and my sister, protect humanity, and create a future with your memories within me.
I'm glad I came here.
I feel happiness in the depths of my heart and take a step forward. I raise my voice as loud as I can, so it echoes throughout this entire chamber.
Everyone, thank you.
The chirping of the birds and the sounds of the waves echo on forever. Nice symbolic ending. A grave. Mitsuru. A few days after the case was resolved, I stand before a gravesite. The marker is still new and clean.
We finally met. I'm sorry it took me so long to come.
No, you're telling me the girl's dead. Okay, well, no, she was chronically ill though, that's why. So it's no surprise. Some of my memories are from the other machine like me, Unit 24. She and I were in the same production generation. Some of those memories are of the girl. Mitsuru and her people aided me in finding that girl and finding out who she was. The first word in her records after her name, deceased. Mitsuru was apologetic when she told me about this, but I wasn't surprised. The girl in my memory has been in a hospital room. That's why in my heart, I was kind of expecting things to turn out like this way.
You know, There's a bunch of stuff I wanted to say, and I don't know where to start now. But thanks so much for giving me life.
No words come back to me from the gravestone. I didn't make it in time.
I have a younger sister, and I've got companions and friends too. Because you wished for it. I have a happy life now. But there's nothing I can do to repay you.
Mommy, there's someone here.
As I was standing still, a boy approaches me and looks up with curiosity. A woman, apparently his mother, follows him and bows to me. She's holding a bouquet of flowers. It seems this family has come to visit this girl's grave.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you, this girl's family?
Oh no, it's just my boy has the same illness as the girl who's here.
Well, that's depressing. This better not be Akinadi. Oh no, well, Akinadi unfortunately actually passes during his own social link. Damn. I look at the boy, he does seem thin, but he otherwise doesn't appear to be in poor health.
The girl here agreed to submit to a great many examinations when she was young. Because of that, the doctors learned a great deal about her disease. And it's thanks to her sacrifice that my little boy is still alive today. He can even go to school.
She tells me even more about her son and then explains that they come to visit the girl's grave to thank her. After they lay the bouquet on the grave, the boy and his mother stand silently for a moment. When they leave, I'm alone in front of the grave once more. She dreamed of being useful to the world and that wish has come true. I know she would have wanted to see the results of how she helped people, but in the end she never could. And I've
found something I can do. Hey, can I call you Mom?
I will carry on your dream, my mother, and protect the world where all the lives you saved reside. Just as you wished for my happiness, I will wish for the happiness of all humans, and will do what I can to protect them. I'll do it to the very best of my ability as a shadow operative. That's a powerful ending for Labrys. University
Miss
lab.
Yamagishi, this is a spectacular feat. We've never had a second-year student receive the award for best paper at this school.
Thank you.
I've received an urgent summons from my lab at college and found my professor there openly praising
You're
me.
already getting recruitment calls from labs and corporations, but I'd recommend that you devote yourself to studying abroad.
Thanks, Albus Dumbledore.
Abroad, you say?
I just happen to be friends with a professor who's searching for an assistant. If you wish, I can write you a letter of recommendation at once.
I hesitate a bit on how to respond to my professor's cheerful words. Ever since I entered the engineering department, things have become awkward with my parents. Though they still look pained when the subject of me not entering medical school comes up. Perhaps they'll be impressed with me if I tell them that I'm going to study abroad at some famous college overseas. But even if I were to leave Japan, if something were to happen to Mitsuru and the others, I'll show no hesitation in coming back here. Even if it wasn't for the case involving shadows, for example. I was told that they didn't have anyone to trust. They trusted to perform Igus and Labrys' maintenance. I still feel the same. I have no intention of actually joining the Shadow Operators, but I want to help out as much as I can until the organization's foundation becomes more secure. I'm not afraid of moving away from them, but considering what Mitsuru is trying to accomplish, there are a lot of things that I can't help with if I'm too far, and...
How about it, Miss Yamagishi?
I'm sorry, but I'll have to decline for now. If the time comes when I feel a need to study abroad, I'd like to ask for your assistance then.
Yes, that's what I thought. Then I'll contact them at once and... wait, you decline?
Oh no! Classes are about to start. Please excuse me. Thank you for telling me about this.
Miss Yamagishi, wait! Hey!
I'm not staying here because I'm needed. I'm staying because I chose to do so. That's more important than taking the course that someone else has prepared for me.
I can study wherever I want, after all.
I join the flow of students moving from class to class and hurry to my next. Yeah, that's right. When you're smart, you can do anything. Actually, I don't know. I've never been smart. I never graduated with honors. Was never in any school clubs. Actually, I wasn't a school club. I was in the going home club. That was me. Only member. The early summer weather in the Gekkokan schoolyard is refreshing after school. We're absorbed in chasing the ball like always.
Not gonna happen.
I can't speak either.
Whoa!
One of the players I'm guarding against goes flying and the game stops. Crap, did I get a little too tough? I rush over and see how he's doing.
Sorry, are you okay?
I'm fine. It wasn't a foul. That was a great tackle, Ken. You've been on fire lately.
Luckily, he doesn't seem hurt. I relax and grab his hand to pull him up with a smile.
Well, we do have a match coming up soon. Isn't our opponent supposed to be a strong team?
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's all put some more effort into this. Once more!
Keep our spirits up!
Yeah!
The sun is almost set and it's about time to wrap up practice. I look around the school grounds at the other teams finishing up. I can tell they're looking at someone standing at the corner of the schoolyard. What? Oh man, I didn't think she'd come here wearing that battle outfit of hers. Guess I should have given more thought about where I suggested that we meet up. I regrettably chose this place a little, but she'd stand out anywhere, I guess. It can't be helped. I'm the one who called Mitsuru here. It's the first time I've seen her in person since the case ended. I'm well aware of how busy Mitsuru is, but I implored her to come here today. I'm starting to feel unusually nervous, but I made up my mind to take a few deep breaths before approaching her.
Hey, who's that beautiful lady? Don't tell me she's Ken-kun's girlfriend.
Ooh. Ken, are you hag-maxing? Shut up, Umbrosco.
What? No way. I'm so shocked. Doesn't she seem a little serious, though?
Mitsuru-san, thank you for coming all this way when you're so busy.
Don't worry about it. I am currently on a mission though, so I don't have a lot of time. I would like to speak with you for longer someday.
Oh, it's alright. This won't take long. I called you here so I could give you this today.
This?
Oh, he's turning in his badge. I hand her a small silver badge. It's the official identification given to members of the Shadow Operatives. When she sees it, Mitsuru briefly looks surprised. She looks from the badge to my face, then swallows whatever she was about to say.
I'd like you to take it back for now. I don't need it. I promise, I'll come get it again one day.
Very well. I will keep this for you.
That's right, I don't need it right now. Mitsuru accepts it without another word, but I bet she respects my decision. Mitsuru's always thinking about us. I'm sure that my actions speak louder than anything I could have said to her, and she understands perfectly. This is how it should be. Thanks, Mitsuru.
Hey, Ken! Let's get going!
A voice suddenly calls out to me from the school gate and breaks the silence between us. I look in the direction and see the rest of the soccer team who have finished changing and are waiting there for me. It should be obvious that I'm in the middle of a serious conversation here, but that doesn't stop them. Well, I guess it can't be helped since they want me to hurry up. We finished practice because we're all hungry kids. It's only natural that their stomachs are growling. I mean, mine is too.
Okay, race to the Wild Duck! Last one there pays!
Wild Duck? That place is a ripoff.
Well, I have to go.
Head to the...
I hope you stay well until I see you again, Mitsuru-san.
You want to head for the takoyaki stand, that's way better. In any case, since the burdens on my shoulders have been lifted, I quickly bow to Mitsuru before rushing off with my teammates. We still have the after-practice wild dash to do. It's a famous tradition of the Gekkoukan Junior High School team. Then again, we started this tradition on our own. We consider it one last part of our practice, so I can't allow myself to lose here either.
Huh, he left. But wow, don't you think Ken-kun's changed a bit lately?
Really? Like how?
Like how he's grown a couple centimeters, what?
For reals. He used to be all, I don't know, cold. But lately, he's been in high spirits. It's like he learned how to be normal, right?
You're right. He does seem to act more naturally than before. I like it.
3 years ago, we forged a bond through our long and severe battles. The bond is still very important to me. But if I let myself get too caught up in the bond, I'll end up missing out on things in my own life. I think I was able to change because I realized that. I've sensed that my bond with others has remained unchanged, but more than that, I sense that I've grown in myself as well, even if only a little. What's best for me right now is to spend my days doing what I can without rushing through life. What happens to me now will surely affect my future, that's what I've come to realize. And acting that way will be my way of fulfilling the duty that was left to me. I like it. Kodomaru appears from the side street and magnificently runs past me. Kodomaru's been showing up like this from time to time, racing us to the burger place. I remember thinking this during the recent battles, but even though Kodomaru's quite old, he sure doesn't seem that way. I bet he's determined not to let us kids beat him either. Well, if he's challenging me, I can't let him win without a fight. I pick up the pace and chase after the white furry shape ahead of me. I like this ending for Ken. He's giving up the badge, saying he doesn't want to be part of the Shadow Operatives until he's enjoyed his youth, basically. That's a pretty good ending for him.
Target acquired. Commencing capture now.
What?
Tychus?
What? Seeing fucking Akihiko actually dressed properly is strange. I thought I was well concealed in the crowd in front of the station, but Aigus comes charging towards me. The people around me draw back and people walking by stare dumbfounded. Not again.
It's time for your English 2 class.
I'm gonna be absent today.
Oh right, Akihiko's going back to college too.
Absence without Mitsuru-san's express permission will not be tolerated.
No, the class doesn't do roll call. If I pass the final exam, I'll get the credits I need. I've already mastered English anyway.
I've heard that some college classes randomly take roll. One cannot discount the possibility.
With that professor, it'll never happen.
You stand out, so your absence will immediately be apparent.
How do I stand out? I'm not dressed for missions today.
In any case, you must prioritize your studies.
After the class had closed, I went back to college even though until recently I've been taking time off to go on my training journey. Though Mitsuru had a hand in getting me to go back, annoyingly. I mean, thankfully. Aigus has taken upon it herself to manage my college credits, which has led to situations like this. Though when I go off her radar, she suddenly shows up out of nowhere and drags me back to class. My attendance, classwork, study groups, assignments, submissions, exams. Fuck, I don't even want to think about that shit anymore. Discussions, weekly posts, and all that too. She has total control over my every move, and I don't even have time to train anymore.
Stop being so persistent, Aigus. I told you I have plans today.
You are the same as always, aren't you? You both stand out a lot.
Kurosawa-san.
Kurosawa appears out of the crowd with a resigned expression. Yes, I was here to meet him today. He's currently a detective with the Metropolitan Police Department, and he's a trustworthy man who has been helping us in secret. Even now, he's caught onto the Public Safety Department's moves before anyone else was able to warn us.
I wasn't told that you had class today. Should we postpone?
Oh, no, it's all right. Let go, Aigus.
I see. So your plan was to meet with Kurosawa-san?
Yeah. I have something important I need to consult with him on.
That actually seems to be the case for once. I don't have much time to spare either, so why don't you hand him over to me for today, Aigus?
If that is the case, then I understand. I will await your report later.
Aigus says so politely as she releases my arm and salutes Kurosawa-san. With that, she disappears back into the crowd. I swear she's been her pest lately on purpose and enjoys seeing my reactions. Oh well, I guess that means she's getting even more human-like.
So, what did you want my help with?
Well, this might be a bit late to ask, but I want to have enough power in the police to protect the others from the outside.
So that's what this is about. Dealing with people from that side of the business is more trouble than fighting shadows sometimes, you know.
Oh, I know. That's why I need power besides what I can do with my fists.
Kurosawa smirks in response.
I like the look on your face. That reminds me, you're old enough to drink now, aren't you?
Well, yes.
What's this? You don't like alcohol?
No. Alcohol and protein shakes go surprisingly well together.
Drinking with you is going to be tiring for a different reason.
Kurosawa looks amused for a moment, then turns and walks away. I follow him into the city. Alright, because he wants to be a police officer. Back at the station, Mitsuru-senpai and I are walking through the city, which has suddenly become filled with summer fashion as the long holiday draws to a close. We've been going out together like this for a while, but when she wears clothes more appropriate for her age, Mitsuru-senpai looks even better than models. Heads turn to follow her wherever we go. Mitsuru-senpai doesn't seem fazed by this, though. It's more likely that she doesn't have a clue she's standing out. It's a mystery to me how she didn't notice at all. The only thing that appears to bother her is how she's walking.
I'm not comfortable in these clothes.
Come on, you look good. And you know what they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
But I'm not in Rome, and I'm not a Roman.
But doesn't such a frilly skirt interfere with how you walk?
Huh? Senpai, I know you wore a skirt as part of the Gekkokan High uniform.
A uniform is fine, since it's like battle attire.
Battle attire, huh?
Hey ladies, how's it going? Are the two of you looking for a good time? Why don't you join us and have some fun?
Would you mind getting out of the way? I'm trying to enjoy my day off with my friend.
Again? I mean, yeah, she stands up, but how many times have we been hit on just today?
Well, if not today, how about another time? Can I get your phone number? Maybe we could go out sometime.
Oh.
The man hitting on us touches my shoulder. The guy either has guts or he's really slow on the uptake. Either way, this isn't good at all. Mitsuru-senpai's arms flashes out like a snake and grabs the man's wrist.
Mitsuru-senpai, hold on!
Ow! I'd prefer it if you kept your hands off my friend. I also believe it to be in your best interests if you left at once.
I'm okay. Geez, you guys better get going.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap! We're sorry!
The guys who talk to us are scared off by Mitsuru-senpai and they run for their lives. I'm happy that she protected me, but it's like she's seriously turning into an empress. She's the head of a special battle unit with the mission of exterminating shadows. I wonder if that environment is what makes things worse for her after all. I really need to help her have some time off to enjoy herself.
Senpai, let's go over there.
I take Mitsuru's arm and charge into a shopping mall. I'm pretty sure that guys like that won't follow us all the way into a store. After checking out some clothes and other accessories like normal girls in these busy holiday stores, we decided to take a break at a cafe terrace. Cafe Rembrandt.
You're right.
Relax and enjoy the fun we had and take another sip of the iced coffee. Mitsuru-senpai answers me absently minded and her tea is left untouched.
Senpai, you promised that you wouldn't think about the other day.
Yukari,
I know that it's impossible to keep it from getting to her. After all, the case this time was all because of the Kirijo group's negative legacy. Mitsuru has taken on the role of the leader of the Kirijo family to atone for her family's past, and yet, after being captured by the enemy, she couldn't take command of the situation. It may only be natural that she feels responsible for what happens. But even that, I can't be convinced that she needs to bear the weight of all that herself.
there are so many people here.
And then there she goes again. I came here today thinking about giving her a piece of my mind. She keeps taking responsibility for everything and worrying about things all on her own. Still, I can't bring myself to say anything about it when I see the look on her face. I thought that maybe confronting her emotionally like I had back then would lessen the distance between us, but that would just be repeating what I've done before. It'd be sad to have to resort to that again. I mean, we're best friends now, you know? As I try to figure out what to say next, all I hear is the bustle of the busy cafe.
See? It's feather pink.
True.
Wow, you're right. It's Reiko Kujakuen. Hey, Feather Pink. We're Red and the others.
Who? Reiko Kujakuen? Did they take Risei's name and make bootleg Risei?
Huh?
Suddenly a little boy points at me. Everyone turns around at this shout and the children walking past make a wide circle around us.
No, you're mistaken. You've got the wrong person.
I hurriedly wave my hands in an attempt to disperse the crowd. Having a role that shows my face can be really inconvenient.
You're quite popular, Yukari. How does it feel to be a hero?
Huh? Well, I guess it's worth it since these kids are really into it.
Death must not be needlessly feared, but it must not be needlessly desired as well. Face it and fight, Featherman. Or so the line goes.
Senpai, why do you know that?
That's the opening line of the intro to Featherman Victory. That catchphrase comes up in every episode of the show.
I may be busy, but I still have time to watch a little television.
What? But why would you watch Featherman of all things?
Why wouldn't I? My best friend is one of the stars. I had never seen such a program before. But it's true. I did sense something from it. I feel that you were trying to help people, especially children, teaching them to avoid bringing harm into their lives.
Well, I guess that's how it is.
The protagonists of heroes don't just punish evil, they protect those who are precious to them and give everyone the hope to live. I'm sure that these shows teach a lot of things to children too.
The same goes for Akihiko and Yamagishi, Aiga, Samada, and Iori as well. Every one of us is proceeding down their own path, in their own way. That's how I can concentrate on my own duties. The trust we've formed will not easily be swayed. Isn't that right?
I can't help but sigh. I feel like I've been beaten instead. My best friend believes in me and is watching over me. Well, I should do the same to her, even though I get the feeling that I've got sweet-talked somehow.
Yukari, what's the matter?
I guess I've been defeated today. Well, that's fine. Let's go to the next place.
Next place? You want to continue shopping?
Well, I don't have any idea when you'll be able to make time for me again, you know.
What if I promise to contact you every once in a while? Would that do?
It's a deal. But while we're here...
Shopping. I tug on Mitsuru-senpai and we resume our shopping. Wait, that's Kikuno in the background. Hey! I'm not sure, but I feel as if whatever has been bothering me has disappeared. Kikuno's carrying at least 4 bags right now with her. God damn. That's why you bring the limousine. Put all your shit in there. Even before we could complete the follow-up investigation of the case that Minazuki caused, I was summoned by public safety to the government office building. I would have liked to ignore this meeting, which is sure to be nothing more than an interrogation, but it's better than I go than for them to get their hands on Labrys or Minazuki. Also, I want to make sure that no trouble comes to Yukari or Amada's daily lives.
So we recognize your achievement in recovering Labrys. Wasn't it your own blunder that led to you, the leader of your organization, being captured?
There are also reports that you involved underage civilians in this matter as well. What do you think your organization is?
If there were people there, then they must have acted on their own to protect their town and their companions. Also, with regard to the members of the auxiliary staff, the emergency suppression unit, they became concerned for me after my disappearance and came after me as individuals. That is all. It is absolutely unrelated to the Shadow Operatives.
You're just playing semantics.
Furthermore, when the second case occurred, the Shadow Operatives were forced to begin an investigation based on a lack of evidence. Since you were the ones who ordered the investigation, I believe you would know whether or not they were able to go on duty or not. Also, even though it may have been merely an intimidation tactic, I received a report that my people were fired upon during the incident. I laughed it off at the time, since it's impossible that this organization could have been so stupid as to send my people into danger unprepared.
You little...
But as you pointed out, it was due to my own lack of preparedness that I was captured by the enemy. I will accept any kind of punishment for that.
The report says that your capture was nothing but a ruse, though?
Excuse me.
Oh, it's him. Okay.
What is it? We're in the middle of an inquiry here.
I was ordered to bring these documents the moment they arrived.
The man who enters the room hands a binder full of documents to the men interrogating me. While they're distracted for a moment, the newcomer glances at me. I feel as if I know the man from somewhere, but what was that about?
What is this?
As you can see, it's the report from our undercover investigation of the Kirijo group.
You fool! These are not the kinds of details we asked for.
This deliberation is temporarily suspended. You will be notified of our further decisions at a later date.
Their sudden sourness makes me think that this case is coming to an end. But to think someone would be able to turn in a report that would instantly suspend an investigation from these sticklers, it would seem that there are some people even in public safety who do not respect their higher-ups. Also, that undercover investigation report must have been made by Shirogane. Huh. Seems like I'm in her debt. Yeah, because they were working together. When I leave the conference, I see that the other Shadow Operatives have gathered.
Mitsuru-san!
What are you all doing here?
These guys insisted on at least trying to testify in person, since they failed you on the mission. I had no choice but to come too.
Yeah, so why are you naked?
Seeing that our friend who had gone missing was immediately summoned to the government office on her return, we were worried it was a conspiracy. Indeed, as your friends, it's only natural that we'd rush to your side, because we are your friends.
I guess why are you speaking with such over-exaggeration, and what are Yukari and Iori even doing here?
Yeah, we were all worried about you. After all, we're all your friends.
And why is Yukari dressed in her Featherman pink again?
The best of friends. Yep. Yes, sirree.
You realize I won't be able to stick up for you if they come down on you because of this.
It'll be fine. Look, I'm in the middle of a shoot right now.
I'm just out walking Koromaru.
I'm just going out for a run, you know?
You're training, Junpei? You should have told me sooner. I'll come along.
No, that's okay. I mean, can't you see what we're getting at here?
Seriously, all of you?
That's a cool shot. Although they're all technically walking towards a glass window with no opening. Also, Fuka's here? Fuka didn't have any lines. I can't help but laugh with amusement. Though this makes me happy as their friend, I have mixed feelings as their leader of the organization. The higher-ups who gave themselves away this time are only the tip of the iceberg. There must be many people in the police and in the political realm who don't think well of the Kirijo group. Those troublemakers will pounce immediately if we leave even the slightest vulnerability unguarded. But even then, the Shadow Operatives will continue to protect and serve. We won't let anyone be forced to be alone. We can create a world where everyone will have the strength to deny the fate of destruction.
Let's go.
Yes!
And we will continue moving towards the future for the sake of granting our wishes. The end. Now that's an ending. Shadow Operative. You complete a story mode from the P3 perspective. Hell yeah. Alright. So that pretty much just leaves the P... No, not the P. It just leaves the Adachi episode. That's all that remains. Nice. And then we'll be done. One, I'm glad that the P3 story was different. Like it was pretty much the same, like the same cohesion, but there was some differences, like which characters met up with which characters, and then Labrys was kind of the main character for this part. I really do like that they focus on the P3 cast exclusively and kind of sidelined the P4 cast, because it was a good way of kind of giving each of the characters from each of the respective games their own spotlight, so that's nice. I did like that a lot. I'm really fucking excited to see what Adachi's role in this is now, because he's been so obscure. He just shows up in the school in the P4 story and that's it. And then in P3 he just saves Mitsuru's gang and that's it, and then he just ducks out of there and all that. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens to Adachi. How did he come to get involved in all this too, and why he's actually being a good guy in his own way, as much of a good guy he can be. Other than that, I have pretty much played as all the characters except for Marie and Sho, both versions. I haven't played as either of them yet, so I don't really have an opinion on their playability, but I can say, after trying out the other characters so far, my favorite characters for playability go in this route. Whoops, I just hit my microphone again. It is Adachi, Akihiko, and then Chie. If I had to name a fourth one, like honorable mention, it'd be Teddy. Probably a tie between Teddy and Junpei. Those two. Yeah, I really like the melee characters, the characters that kind of move quick or have like multi-hits. So yeah, those are like my favorite top 5 characters, I would say, when it comes to playability. Other than that, I have yet to actually try any of the other side modes, like arcade or golden, or God forbid if I try network battles with other people. I don't even know if people actually play this game still. I'll have to find that out. So that'll probably be in my own time once we finish up the story with episode Adachi. After this, I really hope they expand more on Sho's character, more importantly, because that's probably the only missing piece to the story that I really want to see. Everything else I pretty much have a solid grasp on, thanks to the story being so determined to tell me what the plot is. Like, oh my gosh, this is what's going on and all that. There is a lot of, I gotta say, there is a lot of yapping in this game, like a lot. But the good thing is that you can opt in and opt out of this stuff too, because it's mostly a visual novel, so it's like, you know, if you don't want to hear a lot of repeated detail, you can just skip a lot of the stuff too, so that is a big plus to this. But the plot itself is alright, I would say. I feel like if you just played the P4 story though and stopped, it's like, it can make you feel inadequate, I get it. Because it's, you just see everything, the P3 cast, some of them just come in and then they do their thing and that's it. And it's like, okay, well, that's that, right? Most people don't really play a game a second time around, right? So when you do the P3 story, you're kind of asking people to play the game again, so you have to, it's like Nier, really. You have to play the same game more or less again, and if you do, you have a new appreciation for it, or a perspective in this case, where it's kind of like the same story, but it's a bit altered at least, but more or less the same concepts and same ending type of stuff too, with like new stills and new dialogue. So if that's for you, then I would say go for it. But after playing the main parts, because now that I've played both the P4 and P3 parts of the game, unless you're like a super fan, I would say, of either the P4 or the P3 cast, like you played both games or some variation of Persona 3, the main game, whether it's the original FES or P3P, and you've played Persona 4 Golden, I wouldn't really recommend this game because it's not really that important. Like,
This show was brought to you by these sponsors.
Sponsors. That's me. You just don't see me. It's like underneath it says Umbranon, but yeah. Yeah, I would only really recommend to play this game if you are like a super fan of either cast, because it's a lot of dialogue to go through, and if you don't care really about the characters, you're not gonna really get the most out of this, I would say. But anyways, the true ending of episode P4 is now available in story mode. What? True ending? Awakening? What? Top of the tower, okay. Shit, alright, well, we'll be doing that next time then. Yeah, so we'll start off next episode with the true ending, and then we will begin episode Adachi, because I'll be honest, once I found out that Adachi is a playable character, my excitement for playing this game went up by about 120%, because I think Adachi is a fantastic character. But we will check in with that next time. I am going to go to sleep. Good night.